What is up, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we are back with career mode, episode number 59 of season 3. We are here for the Brazilian Grand Prix. We've had some major upgrades heading into this one. Rear downforce, which has propelled us towards the likes of Mercedes. No, we are Mercedes, Ferrari, and Red Bull. What am I on about? I'm just too used to being at Sauber and Williams that I completely forgot that we were at Mercedes ourselves. Anyway, practice. I did a lot of that, speaking of. Simply because of the episode last week where I was just so slow in that live episode that I did. I wanted to make sure that we didn't have a repeat of that heading into this episode. So I did lots of running in practice, and I plan to do even more running in qualifying so that we are at least competitive. Let's go.
Welcome along then to Interlagos as we await the green light to get today's qualifying session underway.
Alright, so here we are in qualifying. Let's see what we can do as a team. Now that Lewis takes the sandbags off, there's no way he is 11th place legitimately. But we'll see what we can muster up. I'm doing a lot of laps here on the soft compound tyre. So this is the middle compound, I believe. We have the super softs on offer for this weekend, as I fight to battle a burp that is trying to escape my body, but I'm trying to resist. I was playing around with the setup a little bit. I wasn't too sure what to do in terms of the downforce. The original setup was 2.9 wings, and I just felt like I was a little bit too slow, had too much understeer, so I modified the setup, and now it's like 2.7 wings with 9 ballast. Actually, no, it's actually 1.7 wings. So maybe a little bit too understeery. I'm going to play around the setup now. I'm actually going to increase the downforce to 3.7, and we'll see what that does to the car. It's probably going to be a little bit too oversteery, but I felt like being on a middle compounder tyre, it's going to be a naturally understeery car at the moment anyway, so hopefully that can combat the middle compounder tyre that we're using, and being that it's qualifying, if we can just hold on to it for a lap, it might be faster, but I don't know. You can see we're improving at this current stage on our Delta. But I just felt like the setup was just a little bit too oversteery for my liking. So I think when I come into the pits on the next lap, we're going to change it to 2.7 wings and then bolt on a set of super soft tyres to get us out of qualifying 1. Currently P16, everyone else on the softs, or the super softs shall I say. And now we're starting our run here with Sergio Perez completely in the way as we head into turn 1. I was in front of him on that start-finish straight, but the Force India is just so fast in a straight line. It overtook me, and then I re-overtook him again with DRS and a bit of slipstream, so that wasn't the most ideal start to the lap, but where you can see we're improving. We're 4 tenths up as we go through the final corner, and up to the line it's going to be a 5-tenth improvement. Should get us through, or what I thought was going to get us through to the next session. It's still only P15, so we're going to have to do another lap and deliver, essentially. We are on the bubble with only 1:30 to go. We've got Daniel Ricciardo coming out of the pit lane to possibly, I don't know, he's actually helped us there. I thought he was going to get in our way and completely ruin the lap, but if anything, that's probably helped us. Next up, there's another car. It might be our teammate, Lewis Hamilton. So hopefully he doesn't get in the way and he can get on with his outlap. Otherwise, we are absolutely screwed. 2 tenths up as we go through the middle sector. This is the part of the racetrack where I was losing a lot of time versus the AI, 6 to 7 tenths. Ridiculous, I know. So that's why I was wanting to put more downforce in the car, but at the same time, I wasn't feeling like I was getting much benefit out of having higher front wings. So it was quite strange, but of course, there's still a lot more time to find in myself getting used to this game again. But this lap has been pretty good. You can see we're going to improve again by another few tenths. I found that for the most part, I was improving a lot over the second lap, as opposed to the first lap. Maybe the tyres weren't fully up to temperature or something, but we improve, gets us P12, and as we fast forward to the end of the session, crap. Really? 17th place, 9 tenths away from pole position, or provisional pole. It was set by my teammate. He's done a 104.8. That is absolutely ridiculous. So it seems like the upgrades have worked, but not for me, it seems. Maybe Lewis got the rear downforce upgrade and I still have the old spec rear wing. Who knows? But I'm joking, of course. I just want to have a look at the sectors, see where we lost out, to be honest. That's a mighty lap from Lewis. We're 9/10 away in the same car. That's just, it's not good enough, is it? I'm losing most of our time in the middle sector. So yeah, it's all driver related, a little bit setup, but for the most part, it's on me. So I need to sort that out and stop getting myself in trouble. It's time for the race. We've got a lot of overtaking to do. Wish me luck.
Tough luck there. It's not quite where we'd want to be on the grid, but chin up, it's not the end of the world.
Where there's a will, well, there's a way. And nowhere has that fact been better demonstrated over the years than here at Interlagos. Remember Senna winning while fighting a gearbox that was jammed in 6th? 5 Drivers' Championship deciders in a row between 2005 and 2009. And of course, the passionate Brazilian fans packing the grandstands to capacity every year. And they're not about to stop now. Well then, after an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and Kimi Raikkonen completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Perez, Esteban Ocon, and Sainz, Ricciardo, Hülkenberg, Verstappen, and Sergei Sorokin. Stroll, Leclerc, they've taken a grid penalty, Stoffel Van Dorn, and Gasly, Hartley, Mr. Monaco, Kevin Magnussen, and Marcus Ericsson. Grosjean and Fernando Alonso starts from the back of the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Keep your eyes open on the run to turn 1 and keep it clean. We want to come out in one piece. Good luck.
Thank you, Jeff. Again, concerned that you don't have the most amount of trust in me, but we will forget about that. It's time for the Brazilian Grand Prix. 16th place on the grid. Interestingly, my teammate has managed to get pole position with the Saubers down the order a little bit by thanks to some grid penalties. He's got some track position. That is Lewis over the Renaults, Force Indias, the Saubers, like I said, and with those fresh upgrades to the car, it's going to be interesting. I think he might be half a chance to get this race win, but he's going to have his work cut out for him. Those Renaults and Saubers are still ridiculous. For us, it looks like we're going to tackle the one stop. I think we're going to go softs to mediums. But you can see the supers to medium strategy is faster. So it's interesting. I think I'm going to go softs just to play it safe because of what happened at Kota 2 episodes ago where we were just like overheating our tires so much. I am running with 9 ballast today, so I don't know how the tires are going to fare in the long run. So I feel like having softs might be better, even though the race time is slower. Does that make sense? I feel like if I can just stretch it an extra lap or 2 or 3 and put on the mediums a little bit later than some of the guys in the top 10, I'll have a pace advantage and I'll be able to chase them down, potentially. I just feel like the supers might be a little bit too risky, but you never quite know. This is the annoying thing about me not being familiar with the game is I kind of second-guessing myself at this these days, but yeah, I'm going to start playing a lot more regularly, hopefully. Anyway, we're ready for this race. 5 red lights, and we are away. Now we are finally. Leave me on a cliffhanger there. F1 2018. I love it. Anyway, we make a bit of contact with Ericsson, or shall I say he made some contact with me on the run into turn 1. I'm going to make a place up on Leclerc, which I didn't think was possible off the start. So it's been an amazing getaway on a harder compound tyre. We are 5 positions up already, or 4 positions up from where we started, and now challenging the championship winner of this season. He'll have the number 1 on his door for next season. But we do not care about him, his championship, or his race for that matter. Up the inside. Thank you very much, Leclerc. And we can get on with our race. Next up is Sorokin, the man who replaced me just a few races ago. It seems we've got a bit of a small world here in the midfield. But here goes Leclerc back up my inside on the start-finish straight. Pretty ridiculous how much drive that Sauber has. A lot of acceleration, a lot of grip, a lot of everything. That's why they're in the position that they're in at the moment. That Sauber is ridiculous. Let's see if we can at least come back at him on this straight. It's just non-existent, is it? It's got so much speed. I just can't even get near him. He's already making the move on Sirotkin. He makes contact though. Does he lose a bit of his front wing? I'm not too sure. That was pretty sizable contact through turn 4 there. So we'll have to watch out for that. But yeah, the amount of momentum the Sauber gains out of the exit of corners is outrageous. I don't know if you've watched it, but like iRacing, the World Endurance cars versus the prototype cars versus like GT3 cars, the amount of just momentum, like boost that those cars get when they apply it out of acceleration zones is outrageous. And I kind of, you know, relate it to the Sauber right now. Anyway, here's a recap of what the order looks like at the moment. There's a bit of a Carlos Sainz train for P3. He's keeping everyone in a bottle at the moment. It's allowing me to catch up a little bit. The two leaders, Hamilton and Vettel, I want to say, fighting away for the win at the moment. Just an absolute postcode back to P3 if you look on the mini-map, which is kind of interesting. I thought Hamilton might be struggling a little bit because, well, I thought the game kind of gifted him pole by way of me not making it through to Q3. But anyway, enough of that. We've got Leclerc banking a move on Verstappen, also one of the Force Indias. Let's see what happens here. We got the inside of Verstappen. Thank you very much. That's P10. We're now in the points. As Leclerc got the inside, I'm going to got the inside of him, actually. Try and catch him napping. But he had none of that. He was giving me none of that. He didn't want to leave any space and keeps P9. At least we seem to be okay through the slower speed corners at this racetrack. It's more the high speed, actually, where we're lacking. So interesting to note the differences. But the only slow speed corner that we do struggle at is the final corner. I still find that corner so awkward on this game. I can never seem to get it right, whether it be third or fourth gear. Fourth gear feels nice. Other times third is better for better rotation. I don't know. It's a strange one, but we're getting there. We're at least looking more competitive than what we were in Mexico last episode out. We had absolutely no pace there. Meanwhile, Leclerc is on the back of Ocon, side by side. Ocon fighting away through turns 1 and 2, like he did in real life. Hopefully he doesn't get caught up with Verstappen this time around. Here goes Leclerc around the outside at turn 4. Don't mind if I do, if he does. I'm not driving his car, of course. I'm just a spectator. But it is nice to see the AI getting ballsy on this game. Let's see if we can make a move on Ocon here. Up the inside, we're going to catch him napping. Again, he gives us the Leclerc treatment and almost pretends like we don't even exist there. So that's interesting. Again, really, really pacey through that hairpin corner. We had great rotation and go completely round the outside of Ocon there into P8. Thank you very much. That is a very, very satisfying move. Let's get a replay of that, actually. Ocon was just all out of shape on the exit. I think he even took to the grass a little bit. His exit was that bad. He kind of had a moment here. You can see he corrects the steering. I'm not too sure if he's opening it up to let me go through or not. I want to say he was having a moment of his own, but then he had no momentum here. We go around the outside. Great camera angle, by the way, Ben. Nice editing. Took my own horn. Bit of contact. I probably gave Ocon a bit of a squeeze there. Throwed up the hand in frustration. And away I went. Pretty typical of me to initiate contact and then complain that was contact made. That's pretty much sums up me in a nutshell. Anyway, we've got Ocon coming back at us here. I hate how annoyingly fast the Force Indias are in a straight line. I probably hope it took him at the worst point because now he's got a great chance to get the position back. We're all out of shape through the center S. And now that's going to leave us vulnerable on the run into turn 4. Let's have a replay of what just happened. Squeezing Ocon right up against the pit wall before moving back to the racing line and then cutting in for turn 1. But like I said, they've got a bad exit out of the center S, and here goes Ocon once again. He'll have DRS. I'm going to use all the tools at my disposal to get back past him. We've got Ericsson with the overlap. I actually cut across him there, and now it's just a whole dilly-dally of contact and bad moments there. I thought I saw a piece of carbon fiber go flying off either my car or Ocon's, or maybe even Ericsson's. I'm not too sure. I checked my damage indicator. Nothing came up, so it wasn't my car, that's for sure. But we press on. Ocon is diving into the pit lane, so all that battling has almost been in vain. But we take P6. A few more people are stopping. Hamilton is in on the next lap, and Surprisingly, we're coming in on lap 15. So really not much benefit at all from these soft compound tyres, though we do have a bit of a pace advantage over the mortals in the top 10. The Salvas not being one of them. Like, look at that boost that this freaking Salva gets out of the acceleration zones. I can't deal with that. I cannot deal with that. That is unfair. FIA, we need some investigations into that Salva. That thing is just too fast. Meanwhile, we're coming in. I said we were coming in on lap 15. Turns out we extended it a little bit to lap 17. And we're going to go on to the medium tyres to fulfill this stint to the end of the race. Hopefully a good pit stop. 2.0 seconds. Not a bad one there from Mercedes. And that should get me out pretty close to the guys I was fighting with just a few laps ago. That's a bit of a tank slapper on the exit of the pit lane. There goes Ocon on the outside. So he did get a bit of a undercut on us, but we're going to have the pace here on in for the rest of the race. We're halfway through at this stage. Sebastian Vettel is out of the Grand Prix. So that's going to leave Lewis Hamilton to be out front massively for this race win. Interesting. Meanwhile, we're trying to chase down Esteban Ocon like we always have. This is for a singular point in this race. Let's see if we can get the move done. This is where we got the job done this time in the last stint. Ocon going defensive into the last corner. He's just completely botched that one up, and as a consequence, I tried to do the under and over, but I just couldn't get there because Ocon was parking it on the apex, and that completely ruined my exit. But let's see if we can get him nonetheless. Force India is a monster in a straight line, but we still managed to get him with the slipstream and DRS. He's actually gone off and made a huge mistake there. Let's get a replay. I was nowhere near him. He's just gone in too deep. Too much ambition. And that is him out of the Grand Prix. Is he out of the Grand Prix?
Okay, slow down, slow down.
I am so confused. Virtual safety car has been deployed. When I was on the replay, his car disappeared, or it cut back to my car as if he disappeared. Maybe he started ghosting. I think that might have been a thing. But anyway, no, he's still in the Grand Prix because we lost Vettel and not Ocon. This commentary has been a shambles today. Leave a like if you're enjoying. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to see plenty more racing game content. Here is the battle up front. We've got the Renaults and Salvas line astern, as they always have been in this career mode. Lewis is the lone wolf up front, finding a way, trying to get this race victory. I'm pushing as hard as I can to catch up to Raikkonen, who is on soft compound tyres, so it's going to be a tough ask to try and catch him, but I'm doing my best. That was a big boy tank slapper through the penultimate corner. Did very well to hold on there. That's the 9 ballast coming undone for me a little bit there. Here's Carlos Sainz, who recently got overtaken by Leclerc. He now gets the position back and jumps back up into P2. But I'd imagine with Leclerc's pace, he'll probably get him back again and try and chase down Lewis, who is only a few seconds up the road. So Sainz and Leclerc working together to chase down my teammate. He'll be absolutely bricking it at this stage. The Mercedes is still a little bit slower than the other two teams, but for us, nothing really happened for the rest of the Grand Prix. We were trying to chase down Kimi Raikkonen. He then overtook Verstappen, and Verstappen is still a good 7 seconds up the road, and I just don't have the pace to do anything about these guys. Meanwhile, there goes our front wing. Thank you for that, Alonso, for getting in my way all through the middle sector, and then deciding to brake check me at the final corner. Absolutely love it. Meanwhile, there's a few cheers from the crowd for Lewis Hamilton. He wins the Grand Prix, just about held on by only a matter of 3 or 4 seconds over Charles Leclerc. And now this is the last lap for us. Alonso had a good run at us, but then had to give up because of blue flag. So GG, nice AI. 10th place.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
And here are our podium drivers today after that excellent race. They've excelled here, as they so often do, and it's a well-deserved victory. Mercedes, then, are on top today.
Oh, boo-hoo. It's Mercedes again. I'm sick of seeing Mercedes win. Happens in real life, and now it's happening in the game. No, guess what? Mercedes is a midfield car, or at least it was when I joined the team. We're fighting back here, ladies and gentlemen, and Lewis has made a statement heading into Season 4 of career mode. It is 10th place for me. Honestly, that's where I deserve to finish. I didn't have... Everyone in front of me was faster, and I think everyone behind me was slower. So I kind of slotted into the perfect position, really. 3/10 slower than Lewis on my fastest lap, so still the pace isn't quite there. I'm having a look at the sectors here. I'm getting ultra technical here, because I wanted to see what the gap in pace was between Lewis and Charles, and consistently Charles was about 4 or 5 tenths faster than Lewis. So at a track like Brazil, 4 or 5 tenths is a big margin to be that much slower than. So we still got some work to do. We need to, you know, acknowledge that it was a good day today for the team, but realistically we're still some way off of Sauber. So that's what we need to target heading into Season 4. Some regulation changes coming up. We've got to consolidate some upgrades and protect them for next season. We stand to lose quite a few in the engine department side, so I'm going to work on that right now. Unfortunately, there's nothing really to do in terms of upgrades. We can do that, but I feel like we should probably just focus on next season's car and just consolidate what we do have and make sure that we don't lose anything with the regulation changes. We get 1,000 resource points now, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to target all of the components within the engine side. We're going to get a 600 point resource point bonus after the next race. I'm sorry for repeating that. But anyway, yeah, it'll put us in a good position heading into next season. I think I will stay with the team. I feel like we're setting ourselves up well to have a good battle with both Renault and Sauber. I just pray that they have been consolidating all of their, or protecting their components heading into next season. I want them to have a car that's just as dominant now heading into next season, because then the challenge that we have will be absolutely insane. It'll be a season-long battle. So that's what I'm looking forward to. Hopefully they don't disappoint and they have a good winter. At least we know that Renault can still keep pushing. Sauber, they've got to be close. They've got to be near their ceiling of maximum upgrades now. But you never quite know. We'll see what kind of package they bring into next season. But there we go, guys. That has been this race for today. We had some amazing battles with Ocon and a few others, but the end result wasn't quite as scintillating as what the battling was, as is always the case when you fight away in the midfield. But yeah, enjoy it while we can, because I think from next season we might be more consistently at the front. Still though, a bit puzzling how I'm fighting away in 10th and my teammate is winning races. That needs to be addressed quick smart. But thank you so much for watching. Until the next race, the season finale of career mode, the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. It's goodbye from me, and until then, I'll see you next time.